All right, so welcome to Pointing Out Politicians. My name is Sherman, and I wanted to take a few moments to ask you if you heard or saw the same thing that I did in this video. A couple questions popped out to me, and I'm wondering if you had the same questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this video with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She makes this speech. And a couple things popped out to me. This is not about, arguing or debating between political parties. More or less, it's just me trying to understand where she's coming from a little bit better, because this seems a little bit vague to me. If at the first glance or first listen, if you're not paying attention, all sounds well and good. But I want to point out a couple of things that stood out that I think need to be clarified if she is to be speaking to us or the American people about this topic. So let me play this video, and then I'll come back with those questions. And I'd love to hear what you think about that. So here goes the video.
I'll try to keep things as brief, I guess, as I can. But who knows when I get on a roll, right? When I was a little girl, my father took me to the reflecting pool here. We were on a road trip from New York to Florida to visit family. And I've told this story before, but it was my first time ever visiting Washington, D.C. And it was my only time visiting Washington, D.C. for years, if not decades. And he rested me on the side of the reflecting pool and had my toes dip in the water. And he had me look at the Washington Monument, had me look at the Capitol, had me look at the entirety of the capital of our great country. And he looked at everything and he pointed to all of it and he said, "This belongs to all of us. This belongs to you and it belongs to me." And so the first note that I want to tell children across this country is that no matter what the president says, this country belongs to you. And it belongs to everyone. And today, that very notion was challenged. This weekend, that very notion was challenged. So I am not surprised when the president says that 4 sitting members of Congress should, quote, go back to their own country, when he has authorized raids without warrants on thousands of families across this country. I am not surprised that he uses the rhetoric that he does when he violates international human rights and takes thousands of children away from their families. I am not surprised that he has turned our public education system under the leadership of Betsy DeVos into a cash cow to enrich himself and his friends. I am not surprised when he corrupts via the Secretary of Transportation. I am not surprised at what he's doing. But I also know that we're focused on making it better, because we don't leave the things that we love. And when we love this country, what that means is that we propose the solutions to fix it. We love all people in this country, and that's why we believe healthcare is a human right. We love all children in this country, and because we do, that's why we fight for education for all children through college. And so we'll stay focused on our agenda, and we won't get caught slipping, because all of this is a distraction. It's a distraction from what's most important and from our core values as American citizens.
Okay, so what jumps out at you with what she said? I'm not going to dive into every topic, just a couple key things that pop out to me. Well, first off, when she talks about the story with her father, I'm kind of leery of stories coming from certain people now, just because there's so many people that just say someone else's story. Joe Biden did it, Kamala Harris did it. They all take a story that sounds great and then they make it their own. I don't know if that's the case here or not, so I can't accuse her of that. I'm just leery of it myself. But when we talk about, she said her father told her that this is ours. And I get it. I get that. But she goes on and she says to all children, in this country, This country belongs to them. And I would be like, you know what? That's true. I mean, it does. There's never been a debate about that. But then there's a part of me that says, what children is she talking about? Is she talking about citizens, or is she talking about children who aren't citizens? And then opens up the can of worms. Then you start having thoughts about, well, citizenship, natural born, naturalized citizen, all of which can take place dealing with a child here in America. They could be born here, or through the process they could become naturalized citizens. But the way she says all children and everyone leads me to believe that she's not applying the concept of citizenship. Like, it never enters her mind. It's like everyone on the planet is entitled to the rights and benefits of American citizenship. That's what it sounds like to me. But then she moves on and she starts talking about a college education. And this is what kind of really bothers me. I'm not an advocate for a free college education for everyone. Not because I don't think it could be a good thing. I mean, an education could be a good thing, but more so that I don't believe it's necessary. And just bear with me for a minute. I know that might sound crazy, but I don't think everybody needs to go to college. I think some people are better served by focusing on a trade, or honing a craft, their craft, rather than going to college. I don't get that. I mean, maybe years ago that was a common language. You go to school, you get an education, you get a great job. But so now, what happens if you go to college for 4 years on the American dime, taxpayer money, and there is no job waiting for you? What happens when you graduate college and then the real world sets in? I don't know. That's just me personally. I think I don't think a basic education, yes, reading, writing, and arithmetic. But what are we learning in college? I have a master's degree. I have an MBA, and although I think I learned some good things regarding business and the economy and things of that nature, a lot of it was wasted time. A lot of it was a waste. A lot of it was studying things that I already knew, studying things that I had studied at a lower level, studying things that did not have anything to do with what I was going to be doing. And then the other side of that is it almost seems like these colleges now are it's like a breeding ground for some type of indoctrination. It's higher programming, not higher learning, higher programming. I have a problem with that. I don't think everyone should go to college for free, and I think if you're going to go to college, you should pay for that. What about the ones who choose not to go to college? Do they have to pay for the ones who do go to college? I think it all comes down to rights. What really is a right? You know, I'll talk about health care, but that's a different topic. But this is about college education. And what is it a right? I don't think she understands the difference between what types of rights there are. Is it a liberty right? Is it a claim right? If it's a liberty right, then you're free to do that. Nobody's going to stop you. You have a right to go to college if you want to, and you want to pay for that. But if it's a claim right, a claim upon whom? A claim right means that you have a right for someone else to do something. And that means everybody has to participate in whatever it is that you decide that you want to do with your life. I have to help pay for a college education. And if you graduate and decide you want to do something different, I paid for that. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I'm sure there's some people that have a different opinion. I'm sure there's some people who have some different experiences and some thoughts that maybe I'm not thinking about. Maybe there's some things that I need to be brought up to speed on. So let me know what you think in the comment section. So on that note, guys, take care and peace.